India turning towards its strongest partners now? How has Japan become India's most reliable partner? And how India is reshaping its presence in the Indo-Pacific region? In a world full of unpredictability and chaos, India has found its new anchor. And it is an old-time ally, that is Japan. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajiram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh and we will be talking about that how India and Japan ties, old ties have new energy and they are marking a strategic shift here. We will be understanding how this shift is coming and how India is betting on an ally this time in the chaotic time that is present in global order. So when we are talking about this particular situation, the reason this situation is being discussed because there is an upcoming visit by Prime Minister Modi to Japan, and this will be amidst a lot of things where US has become unpredictable, US has become strenuous, China is reaching out to us, it is very assertive and expansionist in nature and we are very well aware about it. And amidst all this, with the global supply chains hanging by thread because of unpredictability, this visit becomes of immense importance because this is where India will position Japan as a dependable partner in the uncertainty that lies. Now, the uncertainty brings multiple sectors in our economy into a questionable condition in the terms of investment, in the terms of tariffs, in the terms of energy security that comes from these global supply chains. So we are diversifying and we are focusing in the diversification that we will be connecting to like-minded countries and dependable partners in this very scenario itself. And this timing is of more essence here because this clearly displays the fact that India is totally focusing on dual track diplomacy where they are holding their partnerships very close, they are focusing on pragmatic engagement as well. So this becomes important because just after this we are looking towards SCO summit as well. So this is showing that we are not sidelining China, we are not sidelining other multilateral engagements, but then definitely our focus is also on the partnerships that we have had and that they have shown that we can rely on them for a long time. And this comes with a very clear and direct message that partnerships cannot work on just routine ties, they have to go beyond that, and herein we are looking for a long-term strategic partnership, especially in the Indo-Pacific region where the main ally with us, which was initially US, is in a questionable place. So we want somebody dependable and we want something long-term, predictable, credit-worthy, and that is why Japan will be our go-to choice. Is it us that we are only totally focusing on Japan and calling it as our anchor, or are we getting something in return? We are getting totally something big in return in the form of 10 trillion yen deal that is coming, commitment that is coming from Japan, and this is one of the biggest investments that India and Japan have seen. So this is the largest ever Japanese pledge that has happened to India, and this 68 billion or 10 trillion yen agreement that we are talking about, if you talk about in rupees, this is almost something around 5.6 lakh crore rupees that have been pledged by Japan in next decade that will be invested in India. And it will be diversified, the investment into multiple sectors, be it infrastructure when we are talking about metro rail, roads, port logistics, clean energy, we have green hydrogen, renewable, EV ecosystems, manufacturing and industrial corridors, Delhi-Mumbai industrial corridor, and also technology and innovation partnerships will also take place. So this is where Japan has also showed that they are standing with us with this commitment, and this is how we know that Japan is a dependable partner in the uncertain situations that lie in front of us. Now this whole agreement, the deal that is coming from the end, and the finalization will take place in the PM Modi trip that will be happening to Japan, the main anchor project, the symbol project, is the very known Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail, that is E10 Shinkansen, the image that we just saw. And this is a very good example that how Japan is there to facilitate us in terms of cutting edge technology. Here we are seeing cutting edge rail technology which would be done through this partnership. Now this will have a direct strategic impact. What are the strategic impacts that we are talking about here? Simple, it will strengthen India's role in China plus one supply chain. That means we do not need to be dependable only on China in terms of supply, be it of critical minerals, be it of EV ecosystem, EV components and other things. Here we have a dependable partner where we can rely on. Furthermore, it will facilitate India's position as a manufacturing hub, and this huge investment in coming next 10 years will boost investors' confidence as well, and also it will signal Japan's, which is another important economy in the world, that how much trust they have with Indian economy, and it shows India's growth story as well. Now let us move ahead and understand in detail the strategic and security dimensions from the perspective of exam as well here. So when we are talking about the main key hold of this particular meeting that will take place would be revamping 2008 joint declaration. It has not been only a single declaration that has taken place, multiple declarations after that have been. For example, if we talk about 2014, then there has been Memorandum of Defense Cooperation Exchange. 2015, we have Equipment and Technology Cooperation. 2018, and then 2020 as well. But this time the focus would be on revamping 2008 joint declaration. That means these countries are trying to revamp their declarations, their cooperation based on the new realities that are emerging in the Indo-Pacific region. Furthermore, we are also finding that economic security initiative will be focused on. That means the whole idea is to reduce dependence on a singular country, focus on building resilient supply chains which are favorable to the global trade as well, and pharma and clean energy, that India would be able to diversify its production in a better and enhanced manner. We are also focusing on defense cooperation, that more joint naval exercises take place. Can you name the joint naval exercises in which India and Japan both are part of? Then we have marine domain awareness focus in Indo-Pacific. There will be more defense technology collaborations. There has been talk about focus on digital partnership, where there will be expansion to AI, quantum, cyber security and startups, and there will also be facilitation to digital public infrastructure cooperation. Furthermore, another important factor that both of these countries are sharing the similar vision is the fact that Indo-Pacific should operate on a free, open, rule-based commitment, and this is to counterbalance China's assertiveness that exists in the Indo-Pacific region itself. More than the security and strategic dimensions, the important factor that we need to read between in the lines, that India is trying to balance, strategically balance both US and China, where as of now, US is having episodic engagement, especially with countries like India, and that puts the credibility of Quad, that is India, Australia, US and Japan, which were focusing on counterbalancing China's assertiveness in Indo-Pacific. So the commitment to Quad and Quad's credibility also becomes questionable. So the US factor is going to be balanced when Japan and India come back together in a form where we have a stronger bilateral fallback. Apart from that, when we talk about China factor, especially the resumption of trade, the conversation and diplomatic channels makes that India is open to dialogue. It balances India's and strengthens ties with Japan, but keeps China on the table for better economic engagement and diplomatic engagement. And all of this demonstrates India's clear ability to compartmentalize relationships, especially in the international relations, and focus on dual tracks, triple tracks, and financial sovereignty to our own advantages. What will bring better things to us, that is what is being focused on. Now, that was all from my side. Thank you so much.